opportunity to work with children for probably most of my life. I'm currently still working with children. And you know that children among us are one of the most vulnerable set of people in our society. And I always say there are three groups of people in any country that I support. Sir, can you just mute your mic? The one, yes. Three groups of people in any society that I support: the children, the senior citizens, and those that are mentally challenged. Because these people are the most vulnerable, because the children are ones who look up to us for support in terms of helping them to grow up to becoming adults. The senior citizens are those who have made their contributions and are probably declining sometimes in health and mental faculty, right? And would need our support. And the mentally challenged among us are also those who are out of their minds and sometimes need our support more than anybody else. So now when we and our support, and the mentally challenged exploit the children among us for political use, it's bad. But when you think of a senator, a man who is the spokesman or the minister in waiting in education, going to use these kids to legitimize an action that we should be abhorring, in the sense that we should not have our children on our street performing tasks for money, being abused by people on a daily basis, being taken out of school, or being out of school not getting an education because they're actually hustling. And you are going out there to say, listen, I'm joining you because I think this is a legitimate activity. It is appalling and should be rejected by every well-thinking person in society. Having served in an educational institution in the past, I have had situations where I had to take my guidance counselors and go onto the street to get my students to come back to school, provide them with lunch and transportation, right? In order to be in school, taking them off the street. And when we have somebody who should be looking at every opportunity to develop a policy or policies to ensure that our children are not exploited in that kind of way, and you are out there legitimizing that kind of behavior, it is the worst game card that they have drawn so far. And trust me, I think Jamaicans, well-thinking Jamaicans, will punish them. And I say will punish them. And to my mind, I think this is even worse than the bus situation. You know, because at least they provided an alternative. But in this case, you are legitimizing a behavior that we should be trying to find a solution to fix. And I rest there, Chuck.
Mentioned Barry, what? First of all, let me say this, as I don't think I can say this. As a Labour Party supporter, a green-blooded, card-carrying, dues-paying member of the Jamaica Labour Party, when Damien Crawford first came on the political scene, I had utmost respect for him. I thought Damien Crawford, I said, this man, the only thing him do wrong was on the wrong side. As if he joined the Labour Party, he could contribute so much.
I share that sentiment too, Chuck.
Yes. But now the gentleman has turned himself into a gimmick, a clown. Now, look at this. The Prime Minister and his members were in the streets giving out information to people, trying to update the public. And the reason why we had to take this step is simply because the media in this country won't do it. So we have to do it ourselves. We will not allow the PMP to come back and steal our legacy that they did before. So we have to go out there and give out the information ourselves. Now, these people equate going to wipe a car glass with what the Prime Minister did. These people equate wiping a car glass with doing what the Prime Minister did. How is that equal? How in response to the Prime Minister giving out information? I said this to PMP supporters all the while. This is what they think you deserve. They don't even think they owe you the honor of saying, okay, the Jamaica Labour Party did this, we are going to do that. They don't even think they owe you that much. The Mexico Liard one was on the platform telling people how lies that whole saltfish is now $1,800 pound, $1,900 pound. And even while he was lying about that, he does not even think they deserve a lie to say, this is how I am going to make it more affordable for you. Is what they think the people them actually deserve. Absolutely nothing, just a gimmick.
All right, guys, not cutting you guys. Thank you so much for the information. I had to go to work, so I need a little time to recuperate. So thank you guys so much for the information that you has given me. And Miss Angel, thank you so much for accepting me on your platform. Have a blessed day.
All right, John.
You're welcome. You can come back anytime.
Yeah,
Chuck and
thank you so
Barry,
much.
I have to disagree with you both regarding Damien Crawford. In my own personal opinion, I don't think Damien Crawford brings any any value to the political process. He has never proven that. I have followed Damien Crawford since he was head of the youth organization in the PNP, and I find Damien Crawford to be very volatile in his actions. That's the way he thinks, the way he acts. You listen to him, and I've never heard. I don't know if any of you can remind me of anything that he has said, any policy position he has held, any idea he has brought to the fore that is something that we can say, oh well, this might be good. He's very volatile. He lacks emotional intelligence. When somebody goes on a political stage, refers to people that he leads as plyboard PNP, dirty labor rights, and all that, and that kind of stuff. He reacts to what he sees around him, which is not good for a politician. He lacks the politeness that is needed for the Jamaica Labour Party. I hope he wouldn't consider to come over on this side, nor the party consider taking him on this side. I don't think he would contribute any value to the party. And it is for that reason the people of Northwest St. Catherine should reject him, because he lacks stability in the way he thinks and stability in the way he acts. He's not somebody that can be trusted in my view. To be there and to partner with you and to carry out the kinds of development that particular constituency need. We saw his actions in East Rural St. Andrew, how he abandoned the needs of the people, by the way. So I don't think he brings any value. I think he's somebody that I think he's overhyped. People like what I noticed, and this is why we went wrong in the 1970s, because people like that political theater that goes on the stage. He talks, and when he talks, he brings some emotions out of his listeners. Yes, that is all good, but when you dig deep into what he's saying, it's all damn nonsense. And I don't think that he actually brings any value. And I'm encouraging the people of Northwest St. Catherine to reject him at the polls and reject him based on his actions. He is gonna walk with you. He's gonna run with you until he gets what he wants and where he wants to go. When a leader tells you that his ideas, you listen to him when he was campaigning in Portland, he was asking the people, how far are you willing to go with me? How far are we willing to go together? So, you see the type of person that he is. It is about him. It is about me, myself, and that kind of leadership we do not need, because as soon as, and we saw it in rural, those people voted for him. They loved him. They trusted him. They supported him. And when he got into office, what did he do? He went there and he started to tell them what he wanted and how he wanted things to do. They're saying, we want when our relatives pass away. He says, no, I don't go to dead yard. I'm into teaching extra lessons. You know, that's the type of leadership he wants. And leadership is not about what the leader wants. It's leadership is what the people wants and how far are you willing to go with the people. And for that reason, I think the people of Northwest should soundly reject him and make Amos the next member of parliament for that constituency.
And I'll agree with you. I'll hold on this, Sir Barry. Sir Dixon, I'll agree with you in every single sentiment that you shared. And I'd like to share with you that I had a conversation, a group of us had a conversation with Mr. Crawford here on TikTok. And the question was asked, what would he do different in this new era than the era he was elected? And he said he wouldn't do nothing different. He wouldn't change a thing. Damien can't change. He still believes in his ideals and his morals.
Yeah, he can.
You know, Dexton, let me say this to you. Like myself and Chuck, when we said we actually believe, we thought Damien was one for the future. And so as a teacher, you know, if you give a student a paper and say, go prepare, go do this paper, this is your topic. And the student come back to you with a draft and you say, all right, well, this sounds very good, but you could change this and over time with corrections and with guidance and, you know, you come back and you present a very good paper that gives you a very good grade. I figured that Damien was that kind of a person. He was rough around the edges. He was young. He was exuberant. I mean, he had some ideas that he probably needed some talking to or some actually fleshing up and so on. So if he was mentored properly, right, and trained properly, he probably could be somebody that we could be a great leader because he sounds smart initially. But over time, as he becomes older, it seems like he's very arrogant. He believes in only what he thinks about or dreams about and does not take correction and guidance well. And with that kind of attitude, we are concurring with you in that regard. And so it's not that we believe that out of the box he was great, but we felt that he was a diamond in the rough and could be made into a precious stone, right? But with the process, but basically the process did not do him well. I think we thought he was diamond, but he was in fact some other kind of metal that melted under heat. And so basically,
but you know, Barry, somebody in the comment is saying that Damien has a lot of good ideas. How do you know if somebody has a lot of good ideas? You listen to them. You listen to things that they put on the table. And it's I can come up here and I can say that, you know, say anything put any idea on the table. When you flesh out the idea, does it really make sense? Damien was Minister of State in the Ministry of Tourism. Tell me, what value did he bring to that position? Can you recall anything he did? Anything he did when he was Minister of State?
Yes, down London.
Shutting down London. So when people talk about these things, you know, I'm talking about based on the actions, based on the policy positions that these people are putting forward. The man has brought no value. There has been no idea that he has brought that it sounds good at the outset, but when you flesh it out, when you go deep and you dig into it, it's all nonsense. And Damien is
Damien is an entertainer here. Damien is an entertainer.
That's what he is. And we have to look at him and take him for who he is. He is a comedian. He's a man that when he goes on a political stage, you're gonna feel good. When you go on a political stage and he talks, he's gonna make you a happy listener. But other than that, he brings no value to the political stage. He has brought no policy position that has been transformative. He has brought no policy position that we can look at and say, okay, I'm a Labourite, but, you know, he has not done that. And anybody who can bring that to me, for the person who is typing in the chat, anybody who can bring that to me, you know, I have probably $1 million sitting down waiting for you.
But I have one question though for the panel. I have one question. Like I always say, we are Jamaican first, right? And I know my sister, she has no interest in going back and living in Jamaica, while I do. And so the first thing she says to me is, why are Jamaicans the same way? If you're born into a party, you have to vote for a party. And so I'm asking the panel the question: the politics that it is today, why do you and why should I, who live in the diaspora, and the gentleman that just came on, how do we vote now in 2025? Is it based on Damien Crawford, the person? Is it the MP? Is it for a bridge? In the 2025 now, like we are saying, the PMP are dieharted and the Labourite is dieharted. Yes, they are. But what are the choices and how do we vote in 2025? And in that said, voting, the choices should be about what? And how do the people of Jamaica, the ones that don't have television or don't have a smartphone, how do they know and how do they find these policies? How these things? I'm saying this because I just became aware of the real politics in Jamaica. Why I made the decision to be a Labourite. I had to do my own research, but I have these things at my fingertip. And so how do we reach those people like the dieharted and the noisemakers and the ones who don't really understand? How do we reach them? Why do we vote today?
Right. To answer your question, Angel, let me be the first to answer your question. Right. I remember when I decided to become a Labourite, right? It was through research. The first person I met when I came back to my community from college was a lady by the name of Alethea Barker. She was the PMP member of parliament, right? And I approached her and I said to her, Miss Barker, I heard you are the member of parliament. My name is Barrington Knighton. I have just returned from college and I am actually in the community and I'm looking for an opportunity to be involved in youth leadership, right? And somebody looked at her and said to her, make a dirty Labourite move, father, our Labourite, you know? And she shunned me. Which is true, my father was a Labourite, but I was brought up with my grandmother and my grandfather, and they were PMP. I remember after that, I went to Dr. Barr and he said, oh, yes, Barry Martin, I am happy to have you on board, you know. I mean, I can make you my youth leader for this year. And I said, okay, I welcome the opportunity, you know. And it was that approach that got me in. And then I started to study. I started to look at the policies of the People's National Party from way back. Started reading about the Jamaica Labour Party. And I fell in love with the Jamaica Labour Party to the point where I applied to run as a councillor for the Jamaica Labour Party. And when my application was approved, and I went down to a meeting and Mr. Warmington saw me, and he said, I know you. You related to them people. You're a Bumbleclad PMP. No? Right? Because my grandparents and were PMP. So he knew me because of my grandparents. And right there he associated me with PMP. Because he was saying I'm a Bumbleclad PMP. Right? Because of my parents. But little did he know that I'm a liberated person. I studied, I read, I understood the politics, and I've chosen side because of what I read. And so, to answer your question, I became a Labourite not because I was born in a Jamaica Labour Party family, because I became a Labourite because of my knowledge, the knowledge I gained. And it wasn't at my fingertips at the time. I had to read Gleaners. I had to go to the library. I had to go get clippings. I had to go get documentation from elsewhere in order to be able to inform myself of the policies of both political parties. And so I think there are a lot of people out there who are educated, who are well-thinking, who would have actually taken the time out to go and read and acquaint themselves with the policies of both parties, and on that basis decide whether or not they support either. And that's my take on that.
Thank you, Barry. I kind of align with everything that you just said. It's the same exact thing I did, like what you did. So, Travi, next time.
So what was the question again, Angel? You were saying
In 2025, Dexter, right, a lot of my family members are asking me, why am I choosing to go back to Jamaica to live? And why am I even getting involved in politics? Because in Jamaica, the politics is just a born into politics. You have to born into PNP to be a PNP and born into Labour Right to be a Labour Right. I'm saying, how do a Jamaican, a young Jamaican, or someone who is in the diaspora like Ja is now, why are you a Labour Right? Why do you choose to become a Labour Right, and why would you choose to become a PNP? Because, you know, when you listen to the vloggers and the bloggers on TikTok, it's about, I was born into it. But I don't believe that. And I don't believe that we should be preaching about born into it and diehardedness. What is it, and how can we teach people or show people how to choose? Do we choose based on policies, based on Andrew, based on MP, based on a road, based on water? It has to be something in 2025 that is not born into while we are choosing a party. And so I'm asking everyone in here, why did you choose the Jamaica Labour Party, or whoever you belong to? Because it's 2025 as they all state, but it has to be about something you're born into.
well, I think that anybody who's gonna choose a political party in this day and age, it can't be centered around traditional voting principles. For example, which party your family is aligned to, or which party you were born into. It has to be about policies. It's about the policy position of the political party. It's not even about the personality of the leader. It's not about Andrew Holness or even Mark Golding, because, what if tomorrow morning something happens and you hear, Andrew did something that, is untoward, and, how do we deal with that? So it has to be with about the policies that the political party is advocating for. We have to look at how well those policies resonate with us, and look at how those policies are advancing the development of the country, which is very important, that we look to see in the wider scope, in the wider view of things, how those policies are moving the country forward, and if those policies are moving the country in the right direction. And I think that anybody who's going to make a decision based on politics in this day and age, it has to be about the policy positions of the party. You compare what the PNP is putting on the table, compare what the JLP is putting on the table, flesh them out, get as much information as you can about them, and see which of those policies work best in your favor. It can't be about tradition. Tradition doesn't help. If tradition helped, then the people of Southwest St. Andrew would not be in the position that they're in. If tradition helped, the people of South St. Andrew would not be in the position that they are in today. If tradition helped, the people of Westmoreland would not have been in the position that they are in today, simply because, these people are wedded to traditional politics. They are wedded to the fact that they were born into PNP families. Look where it has gotten them. We have seen that the whole development has been stymied among them. We have seen how the infrastructure has been. You go to a place like Eastern Westmoreland. Danny Lawrence is at pain trying to fix the infrastructural deficit that was there for over 40 years that the PNP was in office. There are people there who in this day and age don't have water, don't have potable running water, don't have proper sanitary, don't have toilets. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. So it can't be that you are wedded to the traditional politics. It has to be that you look at the policy positions of the political parties, look at how well they're doing, look at the fact that the JLP is putting in the infrastructure, look at the fact that the JLP has now taken the National Water Commission from a loss-making entity to a profit-driven entity. More monies are coming into the National Water Commission. They're able now to expand projects into areas that never had water for 30, 40 years. We see that in Northwest and just recently, communities that had no water for over 30 years are now having having that kind of the luxury of sitting on your inside, sitting on your inside toilet and taking a shower. That's the kind of things we have to look at. We have to look at policy positions and the party who just not speak about these things but get them done.
Thank you, Dexter. Travi?
Ma'am, I'm gonna be very, very quick because I'm in the midst of something here.
Okay.
For me, in deciding, years ago, I looked at, I first listened to what was being proposed, policy positions. I go give you something, people. While the other side is saying, I want to develop Jamaica. I want to put systems in place that will develop Jamaica. And that's why I've always said, the JLP is about putting in systems and infrastructures and that is what will keep this country going forward, because here's where it all breaks down. When one party focus on giving Angel something, God forbid in 50 or 70 years, Angel pass and gone. What they did done. But when a party put in systems through policy, it benefits generation after generation. And I'll fast forward to this time. The PMP is offering 1.9 million to give into taxi drivers and a system that has killed over 60 students going either from school or to school since 2022, injuring another 770, right? While the Jamaica Labour Party is introducing a system of buses, right, that will serve generations of students, not just giving to all the grades from 7 to 11 now, and from 1 to 6. You give them one, you give to 20,000 of them now. And next year you have to find another 1.9 billion to give to one set. But in introducing these buses that have a 10 to 15 year life, this one spend will stay around for 10 to 15 years and will benefit student after student after student. It's a system. And imagine spending 1.9 million for the 5 year of the tenure they're hoping to get. Nothing in place, but imagine spending the 1.4 for 5 years that the JLP is proposing to spend. You'd end up with 550 buses at the end. And I specifically chose this bus situation to illustrate my point, because here's some information on the bus system. In the United States, they have over 400,000 buses transporting 21 million students per day. For the year 23 to 24, only 3 students have died through accidents. Only 3 of 21 million. Systems are important, and that's why I support the JLP, because the JLP believe in putting systems and infrastructure that will develop this country. In developing the country through systems, you automatically develop people. That's my reason for choosing Jamaica.
Thank you. Man of God, you want to add something?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was raised like in 2 separate homes. My mom side was PMP, my dad's side was JLP, but I grew up on my mom's side, so I raised in the home of PMP. And I actually chose to be a Labour right when, I think it was in last year, because I live overseas, but I still go home like so often because I have to take care of my grandma still. And I go home, I was sitting down talking to her, and she said, don't make the same decision, that we did growing up, with choosing what you want to do. Don't let no one choose your destiny for you. I said, what do you mean? She said, you see, all these years we've been here voting for PMP, and at the end of the day, where did it got us? The only thing that got us is the ignorance of what they promised, and there is no delivery. So she said to me, what would you choose? I said, Grandma, to be honest, me not even have that. I wasn't see doing nothing for the youths or nothing for Jamaican people. It was just like we having visions of what's gonna happen. and what's not going to happen. And then from there on, she opened my eyes, and I said, okay, I need to start to look around and see what's going on in my country, because I'm out here. I'm not too old, but I'm ready to retire because I've been working for so long. But I want to go back home. I build my infrastructure there and I build some stuff. I have some investment going on. I want to go back home. So my dreams that I have growing up as a child is start to manifest in my own eyes, that I can see Jamaica go in a direction of the first world country. Mm-hmm. And I can go home, open my door, and don't have to worry about if I go to Christiana or if I go to Mandeville, that I'm going to come back and see my stuff missing. Right. And that's the reason I chose Jamaica Labour Party, and I'm a strong supporter of the fact that we have a Jamaican leader that did not get bezzled in the corruption. And think about Jamaica people. And it doesn't matter how they treat him, how they angle him, or what they say about him. He still get up, brush off his back, and try to stand up for us.
Thank you. Thank you, man of God. You know, everybody said it so differently, but it all came down to one thing. What the vision you see for Jamaica, and what do you want for the future of Jamaica? Because that's pretty much what I heard from everybody. I'm going to let Chica, you want to add Chica? Hello, Chica, my sister, welcome. Chica? Okay, not yet. All right. So, like I said, we all said the same thing. We just said it in different words. And the reason why I asked this question, you know, Dexter and Barry, is the reason why I asked this question. You want to hear the reason why I asked this question? I make videos. I have tons of them on TikTok. And sometimes when I listen to what the people are saying to me, I want to know, how can I help them? And what they are pretty much saying is, how do I put it? I don't want to call anybody dunce and none of that. But how do we reach the people that don't have the understanding, the critical thinking, the people who, like man of God said, born into something, always see something, used to something, and don't think, they're not exposed enough to understand what's happening. How do we reach those people? Because Jamaica is a land that I love. And I don't want to see Jamaica to be a labor right. We're labor right. We're not labor right. Andrew Holness is not just the Prime Minister for labor rights. He's the Prime Minister for everybody. And say, we not only bad mind them, but we not feel like them too. Who are you talking about? You're saying that you're not supposed to like your own people? And so I'm asking the question, how and what will this government do to change the mindset of the people about the dirt politics that we are in, of one party this and one party that? Next time, can you help me with that? How are we going to change the mindset of our Jamaican brothers and sisters in the next 5 years under Andrew Holness? Dexton, Barry.
You know, you want let Barry go ahead. Go ahead, Barry.
All right, repeat the question again.
How can the government and how can Jamaica change the mindset? How can we change the mindset of the people? You see how this administration have changed the culture of the police force? How can we change the mindset and the culture of how we look at politics?
All right, let me tell you, it sometimes it takes a generation for things to change. And I've always said that, you know, when the process of change begins, when people are set in their ways, you may not change them unless they begin to start to develop this kind of wagonist mentality where they see things happening and then they jump on board. So pretty much what we find is that over the years we have seen the PNP as a large base who supports the PNP blindly, and you would never see them coming across. What we have seen now is that the younger people who were brought up in a PNP family would not support a PNP party blindly. They will actually go do their research. and they will decide on which party they will support based on the information that is presented to them, and based on what it is that they want for themselves. And what you will see is, as the government of the day do what it does best, right? Do the work for the people, provide for the people, create opportunities for the people, and move Jamaica in a positive direction. You are going to find that the mindset of people are going to change, because no well-thinking Jamaican will want to live in an impoverished situation. They are going to always want to choose opportunity, to see opportunity, choose opportunity. And if a party is doing exceptionally well, they are going to go that route. And with Jamaica Labour Party being in government for 10 years, you would have seen a lot of people coming over to Jamaica Labour Party and supporting what they do, because they would have never seen that in their history. And when the third term would have actually been delivered to the Jamaican people, and the government continue its work, you are going to see more people supporting the governing party as long as it continues to do well by the people. And that is how the mindset of the people will change, with performance on by the government.
I agree with Barry when he says that information, providing people with the information, will help to change their mind. I think he's right on the money right there. He talks about giving people information. That's what we have to continue to do on platforms like these. We have to make sure we put the information out there, let the people know what the government is doing, how the government is performing on their behalf. Our target audience should be those people in the middle, as Barry says, the well-thinking Jamaicans, the Jamaicans who they are not wedded to either political party, and even those who are in the PNP but they're on the fence, they're not really totally, because the high-hearted people, really and truly, we're not gonna get anywhere with them. I was listening to a live with Travis, and he had this gentleman on it, and he provided the information, he provided the facts to the man. The man brought up things to him, and he counteracted well, but he just didn't get it. He just didn't get it because he has entirely closed his mind off to what is happening from this government. So, as Barry said, it's about giving people information. It's about letting them know what is happening with the government. And that is why I applaud the government for doing what it did in going out there in the streets, going out in the byways, highways, and let the people know this is what we have done. Here we're offering you. We are not just saying vote for us, but we're saying to you, you have elected us, and these are the things that we have done. These are the things that we have achieved. These are our achievements. So Barry is perfectly right. Information, and we have to continue to push the information across the airwaves, and in our own solitary environments, and let people know what the government is doing.
Joe, if I may, I believe if we're going to change the mindset of Jamaica, our courage must increase. And what do I mean by that? For us who have seen the light, we cannot compromise our values, and we cannot get weary in well-doing. We have to stick to the cause. Yes, sorry, put out the information in the face of adversity, in the face of opposers. We have to contend for the good of Jamaica. But if you listen to everybody that has spoken on each and every topic, it all comes down to doing it for Jamaica. I choose this party because I want to choosing it for Jamaica. That is the thing, The PNP tell us if you choose yourself and choose people. Oh, choose the people. They don't choose Jamaica because they choose the people. And I hear the president of the student union at UWI said that, and I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed when he said that, because I don't know if they know it, that Jamaica is not just the land, but it is the land, the people, and our sovereignty. That's Jamaica. And that's what we choose. So guess what? We're weak in doing this work. We can't get weary. We have to push.
Thank you. Thank you, Travis. Thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
All right, so I want to change the topic a little bit because I want to talk about something that everybody's talking about. All right, everybody's talking about. Hold on, guys. My partner is backing up. I don't know if you guys are hearing the noise. All right, you hearing me now?
Yes, we are.
I want to talk about something that everybody. Yeah, I want to talk about something that everybody's talking about. No, people are talking about the prime minister is coming out now cutting ribbons and all these places. Oh, why he wait now to cut ribbons? Why he wait now to cut ribbons? And so, for people like me who live in the diaspora, can you explain about these things that are being done? How does it work? And like they are saying that he's cutting ribbons. I don't think they are concerned about the ribbons. They're saying, why is he doing this now in the year of the election, almost close to the election?
And I'll say this to you, Angel. It's not just now that the Prime Minister has been cutting ribbon, but it has taken center stage because everything that the Prime Minister or the government does is now forefront in the media. I mean, the Prime Minister started cutting ribbon and houses probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago since the inception of the program. The Prime Minister started cutting ribbons and police stations and health centers more than 2 years ago because the government would have actually renovated over 138 police stations. Am I correct? And over 300 health centers, right? And would have built facilities like the water. And these did not just cut in 1 month or 2 months or a year. These things have been happening for the longest while. I remember when the Prime Minister cut ribbon for an health center in St. Catherine in Kitson Town. That was done like about 5 years ago. I remember when he cut ribbon for a health center in 2018, that was an health center across from the school that I was principal for. The Bartons, Bogwalk to Spanish Town, to open centers that were renovated. I remember when he go to there's quite a number of police stations that were renovated. Some were built. Loyersville police station was rebuilt. That was cut. Ribbon was cut a while back, right? Water supply were delivered into different communities. Ribbons and water turning on were done a long time ago. So all of these things have been happening. But because we are now in an election year and we are getting more media attention on both sides of the political divide, people are going to come up with negative things to say. And I must also say that no project that is done by the government is done under 6 months. Because when you think about procurement alone, just to procure these monies, these projects, takes sometimes up to a year. Because first and foremost, for a procurement procedure to take place, you have to announce the tender. The announcement of the tender has to be done within 6 weeks. Has to be done within 6 weeks to 3 months. That is just announce the tender at the different, whether it be in the paper or the post office, depending on the size of the tender. Then you have to open the bids. When people are coming, put their bids in the box, you have to have a meeting to open the bids. Then you have to have once you open those bids, then you now go to a selection committee. And that selection committee convenes and they look at the bids, which they have to get engineers to come in and once that is done, then a contract is awarded. When a contractor is selected and is awarded, you have to now give the contractor at least 3 months to mobilize, right? And so when you look from announcement or put into tender to giving it to a contractor for startup, it takes anywhere from 6 to 9 months. So when you see a project out there that is ready for startup or implementation, it is a process. And that is what you hear people talk about when they talk about red tapes And so none of these projects that you see.
Thank you, Barry. Anybody else want to add? Kavi, Uriel, Sheikah, Man of God, anybody else?
Yes, I might add something to that. And I concur completely with what Barry just said. Barry, do you mind me asking which teachers college you went to? Is he there? Oh, he's probably not hearing me. Anyways.
Dexton, he went the same one with Oki,
I went to
and you noticed the difference.
UWI. I'm currently at
Okay, you sounded like you went V Michael, but you know,
no, I'm not a Michael.
He went to the same college with O'Keefe and
with O'Keefe. Oh no, Lashika, don't do him like that.
No, man, that's true, man. One is a laborer, one is a comrade, so you can pick up a difference.
Well, you know, I don't know. I hope Barry doesn't tell anybody that he went to the same college with O'Keefe, because that would be an embarrassment, you know. But let me just say though, I concur completely with Barry says, you know, especially around the procurement issue. You know what I want to say is that this is the most convenient argument for the PNP. If you're opposed to this government, you couldn't. There's no other argument you can make to bring up the timing issue. You know, so the argument is one of convenience, because everybody knows that when a government is elected, they're elected for 5 years. The term lasts for 5 years. So you're gonna have projects that are gonna run up to the day before an election is called. You know, so to make that argument is one of convenience. You know, you have nothing to oppose. What is going to be the attack line? The attack line is going to be why now? That's the attack line. So it's an argument of convenience. Now we must also not forget that Andrew Holness is a political animal. He's a prime minister of Jamaica, but he also has a political party that he has to lead to victory. The political party is the vehicle through which he's going to get into government, the vehicle by which he's going to stay in government. And you as a political animal, you know, can't have all these projects coming in at the beginning of your term, in the middle of your term. No. The truth of the matter is that the PNP knows this. That's why it's an argument of convenience. You have to give the people something to remember, to recall that this is the reason why you are voting. Because we know how Jamaicans are, you know, we forget. Do you think anybody recall that Andrew Holness saved us from COVID? No. They have to be reminded of this. People don't remember that. That's from 2020. They're not recalling all that stuff. So we have to make something fresh in the mind of the people that they remember. So I think the argument is one of convenience, and anybody who makes an argument knows very well that it's a political argument. It's the easiest argument to make against a government that has a record to run on.
Of my argument, you say good afternoon, everybody. Angel, you know me in and out. I'm like, not true. But one of my arguments is that I concur again with what I said next time, that I always ask them, is the Jamaica Labour Party or any political party in it to win it or lose it? Every party that I know wants to win the election. My next argument is you have to follow politics. Parliament actually have to listen to the parliament, and you have to listen to the budget debates so you can understand where things are coming from. You also have to understand the procurement process, because if you don't do these things, you're going to, so because of election time, then we're seeing that. But yes, it was planned 2 years ago. things are going to fall in line, yes, that it planned, you know. So that is kind of my stance to that. And argument, some of them are, some of that people talking about that, it's just basic, and as you said, them just have nothing to talk about, so they're going to draw for these silly cards. But hey,
Anybody else want to add anything? I think we have somebody new just came on, Renford Brown. Renford? I'm so blind. Redford Brown. Is that what it is? Redford Brown.
Yes, that's it. That character is pronounced.
Yes. Can you unmute your mic? I just saw you unmute the mic. Hello?
Yes, sorry. Just I'm just listening to the program, and I'm gonna pull up in another 3 minutes so that I can talk out. I'm just driving at the moment.
Okay, that's fine. Anybody else want to add anything?
Mr. C, let us hear from Mr. C. Now, I haven't heard him in a long time.
Who? Oh, Uriel. I think he's sleeping because I hear him snoring. Uriel? I had to mute his mic just now. I thought he was snoring for a moment. Uriel. All right. I'm not hearing from Uriel. Man of God, do you hear anything? He was snoring and I mute his mic, so I think he's sleeping.
Yes,
Oh, Uriel. Go ahead, Mr. Uriel.
Yes, I wanted to come in time and say good evening to the panel, and we've done it. I would just want to come in at the time what Damien Crawford have done in the halfway tree square, but on the Agri Park Road, where those little guys always been taken care of because of one man. Any money they collect, they have to bring it in first.
Yeah, yes, we're friend live, you know.
Is it Shita?
Yes, we're friend live. Sorry, you.
Okay. And they have to take all the money to one man, and the one man pay them.
Moderator, pass some of the mics.
So they don't put all the money in their pocket. And to say a man who should try to get those children off the road to go and work somewhere, him go there with them and they mix with them and doing that. I don't know what traction it give him. It's to show that him is a low class person. I don't think he has any ability anymore. When they come into politics, I was one to believe in him and believe and say yes, with somebody good searching for the poor people in this country. But the man is worse than anybody else in the PNP right now.
Uncle Senior,
And that's all I have to say.
Me tribal, I'm not hearing nobody want to say. It's a Labour Party straight. You have to come to my side of the town for me to agree with you. And because of that, me never did a look on Damien from morning, because Damien say one thing. And one thing me know in a service, you have to serve the people. Right? I'm saying now go nobody dead yard like him, and run behind nobody like him better than people them. And we have seen that, right? Here where Dr. Arton said, oh, it's a downgrade and to serve the people. So because of them something there, me always put it in at the back or even in front of my brain, say Damien was not a good politician or even a good servant, say. So because of that, I never look on Damien from morning. So with all of what is happening now, no. I love my people them by my side of the town. And them make always push forward. No Damien, no least come to my side of the town and we will work. That for me.
I believe strongly.
Call me tribal from him say him go a dead yard. Me say okay, cool. Call me tribal. Me not care.
I am a strong believer in one of the greatest honor anyone could have is to serve his country, to serve his countrymen. So when I heard that statement talking about it's a downgrade to serve your people, you lost the plot, brother. Brother, you have lost the plot. And the people of St. James should punish you for it.
He might go get a beat down there and God can save him.
Corrects much nice. Corrects much nice. That the people of St. Catherine don't take the man with a grain of salt and dismiss him and let him go back where him come from. I just hope and pray that the people are not befooled by his charisma or his gimmicks or so on. Because I know that it's a empty bag, it's a empty barrel.
I think what he did yesterday, he just put the last nail in his coffin. Because how can you say, he talk about intelligent in all of his speech. How can you, as an intelligent individual, take the poorer set of people of Jamaica so vulnerable? It's like a leash. It's like sucking on the youth of Jamaica and until the youth can see that man have no shape or form of love for Jamaican people. It's just his own greed. He will do anything at all to gain the power of getting into politics. That man cannot be trusted. And I always like, sit down and listen conversation and think of it. I'm not a college graduate, but I listen to people that graduate from college. It's not everybody that goes to college and graduate are really smart of leading people. And that's the reason Jamaicans have to know how to differentiate a leader from somebody who want to just drag them down the ground because they can do it. And that's what he's doing. He's taking the poorer class of people, grab them by their throats and do because he knows what they have.
Man, God, you're breaking up.
No, I just paused my mic. I was just adding a little thing because I'm trying to educate myself of all the thing that is going on. And I was listening to Dexter and Travis and Barry, and I was listening to yourself and your sister. And so I'm trying to grasp the more knowledge, what I can understand about the politics and how Jamaica is running right now. So what happened? I'm trying to get my daughter. She want to get a dual citizenship. So I want to bring my daughter into an environment. It's not gonna be 100% of the United States, but if I can bring her in my country and go through the trouble, I can't have seen that. She don't use part of Natal. All my legs be gone. All my leg, I just get, that's why I'm trying to, the best for Jamaica, not as a politician, not as a dieted, it's just the best Jamaican people. And I'm so happy that we have the media so broadly advanced. We have where people, have internet, you don't have to worry about. You can
Man of God, I think it's Isaac.
No.
Man of God, I think it's Isaac.
What were you saying, Angel?
You were breaking up. You were breaking up. You were breaking up.
Okay, my bad. Are you hearing me better now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I understand you. I understand. What is happening? Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. No, it's not. I have not your Wi-Fi. Oh. No. Look at your phone. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was saying, Jamaica is a place I want to bring back my family because here we're working. It's a different entity of whatever we're dealing with. And my daughter, she want to get a dual citizenship, so I want to take her back in a country where I was raised, born, and grow up. Not gonna be 100% of what the United States to offer. But if we can get 75%, will be good for her. And that's my legacy. I can't afford to lose my legacy to some people just that feel like they can just draw out whatever they think is more important than surrounding. And I don't think that everyone that that goes to college, I'm not going to repeat myself, are smart. I think Mr. Crawford is a good guy. When he said the PNP party was not going in the right direction, I thought at that time he was going to be a man of integrity. But now he loses integrity and start to put politics into it. When you're going to go out in the street and try to get the kids to wipe cars, clean car glasses, what type of example are you setting for your son? What type of example are you setting for your daughters? I travel to places. When I come to Jamaica, I go to clubs and I sit down and talk to females. I said, "You're so beautiful. Why you have to do this?" And their response was that if I don't do this, my son will never go to school. So I can see the pain and fatigue that those people are having, and yet you, as a man that's supposed to uphold the Constitution, whatever you're running for, and you're gonna take people to wipe car glass because the Prime Minister go out there to hand out booklets of what
you know what that shows, man of God? It shows the contempt, and I've been saying this for a while now. It shows the contempt that People's National Party has for the people of Jamaica. You just listen to how they dispense with information to their supporters. They tell these people lies, lie to them, tell them the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts and charge them to go out there and spread that missive against the Prime Minister. It is a contempt that they have for the people of Jamaica. They don't value the people of Jamaica. Do you think Mr. Crawford would take his kids out there, any of his 3 or 4 kids that he says he has? Do you think that he would take them out there to go stand up to be wiping car glass? Absolutely not. He wouldn't do it. It is a kind of contempt. They don't value the Jamaican people. That's why they continue to lie to their supporters, lie to the Jamaican people, and think that will get them into office. It's all about what they can have. Don't forget what he said in Portland. He asked the people on a political stage, it is how far can you go with me? That was the operative question in his mind. It was the most substantive question in his mind. Not how far can we go together? How can we run as horses and build this? So it is very disheartening to see what the People's National Party has come to.
Hi, Kimmy. Yes. So
Hold on,
my
Philippian.
PM
Hold on, Philippian.
when he went.
Hold on,
Yes.
Philippian. I think we've been on Damien a little bit. I move past Damien because I don't want to talk about.
As me want sue out cash and people in here were Christian.
Let us not speak about those people.
No, hold on.
All right.
Hold on. You don't know say cash and screenshot the picture, right? My videos. Screenshot the picture. He puts it up on his live. That's what he's doing now at the present moment.
Hold on,
They were
Kimmy.
doing that for a long
time. Hold on, Kimmy. You probably just came on the scene, darling. But somebody told me, Chopper Media told me that politics is dirty and politics is brutal.
No, I can manage it, I can manage it, Auntie Angie. Don't get me wrong. I can manage it. The thing is, if I've never disrespected you, don't disrespect me.
But hold on, darling. Let me finish what I say. The moment when we open these cameras, and I said this about every person, whether it's politics or whether it is social media influencer or it's an artist or housewife of somebody, I don't care. The moment you open your camera, you are letting people into your personal space. They don't have to know anything about you. I'm saying this to say, Kim, I'm not encouraging you not to speak up about it. But the moment moment you continue to speak up and make light and make a big deal about it, he wins. Do not be distracted from the mission while you're on here. Stay focused on why you open your live at night and you speak of issues of Jamaica, the policies, the government. Do not be distracted. That is what they want. That is what caution does. They don't have any information here today and this live. I am on here and I am on here moments away from the election, weeks. And we are on here trying to teach and educate the people who don't know, and even the people who know, to reaffirm them, also remind them of what this government has done and what PNP have not done. Do not let them distract you. Do not let him distract you.
Which part of the book you read today?
Listen, the part of the book I read that I love, the 60 page of achievements that I love, is about security. It is about security because you know what? I am from the parish that has the less crime for the past couple of years. And in the early part of this year, it ticked up a little bit and I was concerned. If you notice, Daniel Valls, my MP, and the police at Portland, Port Antonio, to be exact, has stopped. And I've not heard anything else. Security and safety is my biggest concern. The fact of the matter is I work in EMS in America and I see what gunshot wounds look like. I see what stabbing look like. I see what trauma is. And I see what can happen if we don't take control of the security and safety.
You see me, Auntie Angie, you know, my book sleep. Right beside me in my bed. My new husband.
It's the new Bible for Jamaica.
You see, as soon as we wake up, I'm open the live.
I haven't gotten my hard copy. You people need to stop because I haven't gotten my hard copy as yet.
Listen, me gonna make you jealous, sis. Me gonna make you jealous, sis. Well, so when me wake up and me go on live and me and them attack, me just find the page of them attack, boy. And me say, come here, husband. Open up for me the Aussie.
Simple.
Come over here, so the husband.
Simple.
Make read right there for them, the husband.
And that's what I'm saying. And so we have the information. We have
this morning, Philippians. This morning, husband take long for open. I say, husband, wait, no man. Me know the long stool distance tonight now. Open up fast, man, husband. What?
So which way?
My husband, yes, when my husband I talk about health. Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
I love my husband more, you know. Jesus.
Well, and
Auntie, yes, when my husband talk about health. Yes, when my husband talk about health. Me have to say, baby, I love you. You have my heart, baby. My soul. I give everything to your husband. Jesus.
And so why are we, and this is what I want to talk about that. Let's talk about the achievements of the Jamaica Labour Party and under the leadership of Dr. Honorable, most honorable, Andrew Holness. And I'm going to start tonight by saying I made a video, Dexton. I made a video.
Tap up the screen.
Made a video, everyone, yesterday of my co-workers. And my co-workers are from different backgrounds. But the video is of EMS in New Jersey. They watch my live. They know about Jamaican politics more than how they know about some of the American politics. And let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. I'm driving with...
No, this person is new to our platform.
Yes, he is. I'm going to give him a chance in a minute. I'm sitting with Benjamin right now. And at my workplace, I got a promotion. I'm the supervisor, one of the supervisors, right? But before I got that position, I have a relationship with most of the young people here. And when I say if they work with me, they have to listen to the nationwide news. When you hear partners are singing like rock, it is so funny. They sing the nationwide news song. They know about Andrew Holness, Grace Love by Andrew Holness. The young people at my workplace know about politics because they listen to it with me, they watch the lives, they read what I read, they read on their own. And when I tell you that they are more informed than some of the people who are in Jamaica and don't understand what's happening. And I'm saying that to say that we need to use that achievement booklet and speak about what is happening in Jamaica. And with that said, person on here to tell me what it is that is the most important thing to them right now going into an election. What is the most important thing for you, for your family, and about the achievements of this government? And it's not a promise. It's not a promise, it was a commitment, and it is done. Well done, as my pastor would say, it is done. So what is it that is important for you for this election, especially in the achievements of this government that you know under the leadership of Andrew Holness? If he said it is, it will be done.
Well, everything. I'm feeling so excited about.
Get me just one from your Philippines.
You know, you're not get one from me.
See, that's what I know, you know. She want, we forget one. One. What?
Can't do one.
See, what me tell us, on labor right woman, I'm forget one. I want my man do, but Jesus.
Well, I come back to you. Me just want one.
Me cannot give you one my man do, because when me talk, one I got tie into the other. So them it's not possible. I'm willing to share my man.
Give me two. I just want two.
Hold on. Speak.
Go on, Philippine.
So I'm looking forward to the infrastructural development, and you know the rural. I see where the rural parishes are being developed real fast, and a lot is coming soon, especially like to St. Elizabeth. I know the Prime Minister spoke about the a city being built in St. Elizabeth, right? And I'm looking forward to the highway stretching from the Williamsfield, come down through Ajit and going down to the south coast, right? Also, Negril, the airport that is coming to Negril, and the park, the beach park. Remember, PM says there will be a major beach park in Negril.
Philippine, save my box. May I check my inbox? So
well, yeah.
Save my box and I come back.
Yeah, all right. As well as there will be additional beach parks around Jamaica. One major beach park will also be done in St. Anne, and 9 additional beach parks around Jamaica. Freedom Park will be built in St. Thomas. The linear park in the Marine Police Division downtown, and it will have a boardwalk out into the sea. I'm looking forward to the Harmony Cove project in Trelawney, because this will incorporate, you know, whole Trelawney residents, farming community. They will be supplying this hotel. I think it's a hotel, right? It's a hotel and all of that. Yeah, that project, I love it for the people of Trelawney. And there is so many other things, you know. I'm not remember. Well, I'm looking forward to the people getting water. The $24 billion water project for the for St. James, Westmoreland, Trelawney. And of course, the water project that is going on in St. Elizabeth, where they're putting in the new pipes in gutters and peppers, that area, right?
Philippine, are you going to give Dexter and Gaza and somebody else?
Oh, yeah, all right. Yes, man. You know, when I talk about my MP, I'm my Andrew, you know, I'm my MP that, and I'm my PM, I love him, yeah.
All right,
so,
all right.
Right.
Go ahead, Ranford, and then Gaza, and then
It's on your platform, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come and say something, you know. But yeah, what I like about this Prime Minister, I come from a parish that called the Forgotten Parish, which is St. Thomas. The Prime Minister has come there when he was campaigning for office, and he promised us that he will give us road, water, and a lot of development. And he fulfilled his promise, which no administration have done. You know, when I leave the Norman Malley Airport to go home, it usually takes me at least 2 hours to reach my house. Now it takes me 35 minutes, you know. And so in that regard, I have to give him my vote to what he said he was going to do. And he did it.
Thank you. Thank you, Renford. All right,
Okay.
Gaza.
All right, we just want to shout out to all of my colleagues them. Yeah, big up yourself. No more than want to say, like, to be honest, you see, because you know, say everything where the Prime Minister like tell us say him go do it for true, because most of the things them when they talk about when them come and say cut ribbon to now, then be done in plans already. We just look forward to everything where the Prime Minister say him go deliver, because me know him go deliver. Me know him not just come and say that because he want to vote for him or come with no promises. Understand? Because me know in myself say in my years of growing up and seeing like the country are run by different prime minister, I can tell myself so this prime minister is the best prime minister. I mean, I say one of the best, are the best. Because I have to talk about when me see. With everything we see the prime minister put together for young people and I develop the country in a way where country I develop right now. I don't see how you can depend on the opposition side and a fight against it. That's why I come to say this mainly. No need for the years to talk about where they must say about we, because you see what they say about we not even make no sense. They might give we a hype and they don't even know. Because they are we are walk a cut ribbon. What we are cut ribbon to? Hairstyle and a hairstyle we are cut ribbon to. We are cut ribbon to infrastructures. You understand? To things where we know say alright, achievement. The Prime Minister say I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. If we sit down and say debate with Damian Crawford, them want to say how we Mark Golding, because we can't tell you this. Mark Golding is one of the worst opposition leader I ever see. Let me tell you, when it come on to politics and election time, me have an intuition. You understand? And me can tell you, say, right now, from me, I wait on an election date for call me. I can tell you, say, this we not see no competition. We not see no competition, you know. And now, me not see one labor rights stronghold come out and say, okay, you know, say, the MP figures are not do good, or the councillor figures not do good, or the Prime Minister not do good. Once me not see that when it lead up to election, me know, say, me not have nothing to worry about it. You know what we need to do now? We just need to just think about how we are going to get out the people to vote. Think about we win this third term, how we are going to celebrate the victory, and how we are going to come back and we live and we are going to have a celebration, because we cannot lose. Me I tell you that we cannot lose, because you know the next thing me try to trick the people them with is like if they have one Jane run through their yard and the Jane flood out, them say Andrew will come clean the Jane. Because it look like say them not have no councillor or no MP for them division. Whether Labour Right or PNP, them no business. Because there are some people them don't understand nothing about politics, you know. Them just get up and say, okay, mommy a PNP, mommy a Labour Right, so me a vote for that. We can't tell 100 people per life plus who in our box. Me live in a PNP community, Central Westmoreland. And you see which me come from? In my yard, even dog have an orange when they come on to election time. And me never vote for PNP yet, because guess why? Because me live to see every time them come around, them come with them good talk, come get them vote, and then get them vote, they neglect the people. Then we don't have road, we don't have jail, we don't have no infrastructure, we don't have no community centers, we don't have nothing. And me watch them this so much years. So I always turn to the people and ask them, say, why no vote for what reason? Who no vote? Say they just love them party, but it's true, me not love party. I progress me love, and me love development, and me love progress. What me telling you, say, I know all a set of people them talk, because remember now, you as a mother you have 4 or 5 pitney and you dedicate to say so you are PNP. 4 or 5 pitney you have, we gone over the right side, so you have one over there and we have 5 pound already. So you understand, so them not even a bother we right now. May I tell you, you know the main thing what we need to do, we just need to focus and just know so we have work to do, and we have to start do the work from now. We can't wait until we say election car, we are going to run up and down and start do the work. You understand? So if we have a link to the MP them or the councillor them, we need to talk to them and just make them know so we need to put in the work from. Okay?
All
I'm
right.
gonna give somebody else a
Thank you,
chance.
Gaza.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dexter, you wanted to add?
Me. You know me eager. You know me eager. My time, it's my time. It's my time. So let me tell you what my Prime Minister has done in the last 9 years for me, Kimon Anderson. What he has done for me is fix the healthcare that
they're looking forward to
most.
Yes.
God, man. Alright, what I'm looking forward to most,
the next term, yes, because you know we have some projects. Remember, we have urban centers and hospitals.
looking for the children hospital most. I'm looking for the St. Elizabeth Urban Center. That's another city, another thing. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking for more businesses, more persons coming into Jamaica, investing in Jamaica underneath the Jamaica Labour Party, because the more investment, the better the country will run. I'm also looking for the unemployment rate to be at 0.0%, because everybody will be working. I'm looking forward for it going down more. It has gone down and it's going to continue to go down. So that may I look for. He's going to get it done. He's going to get it done. Yeah. So
thank you.
Feel safe going into the and by the way, I feel safe. Oh, me I go live tomorrow. In my shoes and things. That place.
Okay. All right. Hold on, Kim. Hold on. Next one, and then we go to Forever, and then Mr. Pang and Manfred.
All right. Big up, Gaza. Big up, because my member of parliament too, George Wright, and I think Central Westmoreland, you have an opportunity to return Mr. Wright to office. He's one of the hardest working MPs we have had in this constituency. You know, I think, you know, his humility, his love for the people, the fact that he's going out there and he's working on the behalf of the people against a lot of opposition that came against him. We've seen his commitment and his loyalty to the constituency, and I encourage everybody to go out and vote for him. You know what I look forward most to is the reduction, the continued reduction in crime rate, especially the murder rate. I would not believe that I live in Jamaica to see where more people are now dying from accidents than are dying from murder. The last statistics I saw, the murder rate was at 370 something, around about 370, and the number of people who died from accidents was varying around 400, which is phenomenal. Also, I want to add credence to what the person spoke about, the Harmony Cove development in Trelawney. It's going to be a big game changer. We're talking about 2,500 to 3,000 room spaces coming into the tourism market. It's going to be massive employment maker for people in the southern area of the island. So, you know, these are the things that we've voted for now coming on stream. And for the third term, I'm looking to see that development blow through the roof. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be big. You know, as your guy up north says, Angel, it's gonna be huge.
Huge. All right, thank you, Dexter. Forever, go ahead, darling.
Okay, hi. I might be noisy, but for me, I'm looking forward most of all to the healthcare system. I love the fact that they're upgrading and building new clinics, adding more wings to the hospitals, and even, you know, implementing the hospitals as teaching hospitals. Cornwall Regional Hospital, for one, is going to be a state-of-the-art hospital for the Caribbean and even tourists when they come. And a lot of people don't even know what's really taking place in Cornwall Regional Hospital. They just see fixing and don't really understand what Andrew is doing for the entire Caribbean with this particular hospital first, and then move on. A lot of people also don't know that our healthcare system, there's a rating that happens every few years globally, and globally Jamaica leads the United States of America in the last rating. Globally, we were ahead in healthcare. So as much as you want to say with Jamaica, yes, it can be better. Healthcare system is perfect. Understand? And right now, the perfection of what we see, or the greatness of what we see Andrew is doing, taking up healthcare, my big thing. You understand? Because you have to remember also that we live in a third world country. Majority of us don't eat right. You know? I just love that. I love that. You know, and people need to know that while we're complaining about our healthcare system, we're leading a lot of these first world countries.
Thank you.
In healthcare, we are leading global.
In the book. It's in the book. It's in the book.
Okay.
Forever.
I don't have a book. I'm not there. I'm glad they put that out, and I always sing that every time I go. Globally, we're ahead. A lot of country. And another thing that I love, what Andrew did and is doing, he's building out our rural parishes. It's always the rural parishes that's forgotten, and it's always, to me, Kingston is getting this and getting that, because I live there and I normally would see it. People would have to migrate from country, come a town, come look for work. I love the dynamic that is changing, that stay where you are in your communities. Work is coming, will be there. Things will be there. You guys don't have to travel and spend the money that you used to spend to come to Kingston anymore. It's going to be all over. It's going to be in every parish. You know, everyone will feel the effect of great governance. I'm driving right now, so I have to jump. I'm listening.
Forever, permit me, Angel, just let her know that she can access the document. It's online. If you go to the Jamaica Labour Party website, there's a QR code that's there. You can just scan it, and the document will come right to your phone.
Or choose Jamaica.com. Or also choose Jamaica.com.
No problem. But me, like, you want always like my things that free. Me know me dying for come down, cause thief something from somebody. Anyway,
you don't have to steal it, darling. I'll get you one. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I would
you do when I get it. Sleep this side. Make it sleep side.
No, me like to frame it because me sleep back and me no want roll and crush it. What's my prime minister on the front? Me no want squeeze him.
Oh God. All right. All right, darling.
Take care. I'm driving and I'm listening, guys. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you. Mr. Pang, you want to add something? Mr. Pang, would you like to add? Chuck, you want to come on up, or maybe?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the election for the town of Port in St. Mary, and the renovation of the beach in. But I couldn't leave without talking about my benefit that I had benefited personally from the water amnesty. One was in my name, and I got a total write-off of $120,000. The other one, which was $80,000, got a write-off of half of it of $40,000. So I'm very grateful for that, and that is my big thank you. I appreciate it to share.
Nice. Thank you, Mr. Pong. See, this is why I like that when I have my life, I know we have well-informed and rounded people, you know, Chuck and Travley and Winner, but I had just normal citizens, normal Jamaicans who are going through the things that the Prime Minister is offering. Normal people who take the bus, who get the amnesty, who gets their house wired for free, who gets the 25,000 that my prime minister was giving to those. I like to talk to people who benefit from some of these services, not just us who are well informed and have a full knowledge of what's happening, but also who have experienced it. Thank you, Mr. Pan. Who else is on here?
The benefit from the income tax threshold, all of we have benefit from the GCT reduction from 16.5% to 15%. Enough we have benefit from the increase the businesses that make 50 million per year don't pay GCT anymore. The abolition of the asset tax and business tax. A lot of people benefit from that.
From the fact that
they benefit from the minimus, whatever they call that word, tax threshold, right? You benefit from the that when you fly from overseas and come through the airport, you can get a benefit. When it's different ways, we're benefiting from.
I benefit from the fact that I work from home and the dollar is stable. So because I get to see a little bit more now that I start working back, right? Philippines.
Yes.
Now that I start working back, I was out for a minute there, and I start working back. I get to realize that the work from home and the pay is good, because when I get my good pay, I'm gonna be alright. I benefit from the fact that the dollar stable. You get me? It now run up on like it a play scotch or dandy shandy. It the one place.
Hello. I will benefit from the reduction of GCT cut on electricity from 15% to 7%.
Okay, hold on, guys. I don't run past what the topic was. The question was. We can come back to that. But what was the question? We have JC didn't answer.
What are we looking forward to? Third term.
Right. So let's JC. You were Chuck. Next answer.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, go ahead, Colin.
Afternoon. Okay, this is I'm not specific on the topic, but I've been listening because I've been working. My only concern is I would like to know if any of these platform or media, like you guys, like this platform, to are proper for what happens this week with read the books and what the opposition party respond towards the book. I don't know, but the only thing I identified that the respond with was typo error, and to me that was a good one for us, because if you skip over everything else and representation used as opposition should be looking forward to say, you know what, our country's been developed, appreciate, or however, this is what we can add to what's going on. You don't say nothing like that. You make a mockery of your country, saying that a typo was done, and that was the only thing you highlight to a wide range of your impact community of supporters. Nothing else. I would say that you guys should reach out to the party or some representation to use it in an ad coming up to show how much what they are about. They're only for the negative energy and the errors and do nothing else more than make mistakes. And then that is not a good representation as leaders. With what is already to the table and see our best you can put something else to the table. That is just a basic concept of life and having a family. Come together and work it out, not be a mischief maker and lie to our audience. So I'm just saying that in which we are from, you can out to make that be a form of giving props for us going forward. All right. Thank you.
But I agree with you, John.
I agree with you. Yeah, they're infallible and they're the most dangerous organization in Jamaica, right? The organization in Jamaica, right? Saying you should not only badmouth the labor rights, you should also not like them. That's ridiculous. Don't not like them. That's ridiculous. Don't know. We're in trouble if people should come into power. We're in.
Couple hours after we should not lie.
We not spread no hate. We no want war in Jamaica. Right? We not spread no hate. I love we spread. We are spread prosperity. We are spread prosperity. We spread. That time. It's all about doom, gloom, right? We are not about that. Yeah, we're not about that. A peace we want in Jamaica.
You know why? You know why I agree with her as well, because in order for I see one video when somebody said them have the book. That's one of the videos I see. But this is the thing. You know what? When him say, she said that couple hours later him come, the stinking truth. And the stinking truth is, it just goes to show that all of them have nothing good in their mouth to say. Nothing. Nothing at all. Just jump off of the wall.
They're not teaching, right? They're not sharing any policies. They're not saying, okay, we can do this better. We can move the country better than Andrew Holness. They're basically
500,000 promise one night, yeah? You know what?
Well, I don't listen to them because I know I won't learn anything, right? So I don't listen to them. But they're not coming with anything of substance. Understand? So I could never listen to those people. That can't move anywhere. It can't uplift your life.
Cannot.
Right? When you sit down and you just listen to negativity, what do you think what do you think will happen to you? You're not gonna prosper. Or you're gonna move from point A to point B. Huh? Think about that. We have so many different programs, social pension, we have skills training free. You can go improve your life. If you anything you want, possible now in a Jamaica, you can get it. You want to open one business, you can go to the DBJ if you register your business. But I give you grants. Start anything at all.
Okay, for the question I would love to. The question which was asked, I am waiting to see and hope that I live to see the Cayman as that up there, which is going to be a great thing, come on stream. And I would love to see crime really go down more. I'm living in a community where there's actually no crime at all for years. So I can sleep my door open with sometimes the grill leave open and occupied, and I don't expect anything to happen. So I'm living in a community which there is no crime for years. I remember how people used to analyze people and bring them up here and throw them over a bridge. That's the only crime we have. I remember we have a shooting one time with some guy get mixed up. We are okay, but I would like the crime over the whole entire country go down even further more. And Kimmy, I would want to give you this advice. Don't pay caution no, because caution don't have a picture. Always remember, he don't have a picture to put up. So that's why you have to use a people picture. And that's what I have to say. So don't pay him no money at all. Let him do what he wants to do. Time will catch up on him, you know. Yes,
where I am, well, we don't have any crime there. Because I'm not in Kingston, but we don't have any crime where I am living. It's peaceful. I sleep with my doors and my windows open. Right? Very nice. It's a nice community in Jamaica. And I love it here. There are places in Jamaica where there's absolutely no crime.
Man, after that, come and I want my stalker to come look for me.
You know what?
I always say that because I don't want my stalker to come and look for me.
Oh God. Yeah, but yeah, so there are a lot of major developments that we can look forward to. There will be an urban center in St. Catherine and in Baskerville, St. Mary as well. So the urban center is the, well, you know, the PM spoke about this, yeah, and we'll have a lot of businesses over there as well. And Baskerville get an urban center, of course, the urban center, and of course the you know, to the Spanish Town Hospital and the University of Indies Hospital. Remember the Rain Tree project. There's so many big projects, as Mr. Burrell mentioned, the Cayman project as well. So I think the Caymanas will be like a port, like a shipping port, like, yeah. And remember, they're also going to move to Pen, you know, and going to expand the wall. So listen, I love the direction Jamaica is heading.
And I asking you guys the questions, but I didn't tell you about mine. Well, if you guys don't know, I'm from Portland, the best parish, and I'm not taking away from anybody's parish, but Portland is the best parish, no doubt. Anyway,
hold on. I think it is authorized in St. Anne on Orchard part, right?
No,
and then St. Elizabeth, because you know. Yeah.
No. Portland is the best parish, and anyway, if you remember what my prime minister say, they're not just going to develop the port of Port Antonio, but they bring in a specialist to design the port a way where it is like the best in the world. Because if you remember what my prime minister said, you know, Port Antonio is the first port in that region. And so you see, Michael, he had no need for lights and siren, but just because he wanted to pass me, he turned his lights and siren. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so Portland, like they say, is the first region that had a port, and my prime minister is gonna make sure that Port Antonio gets that uplift, that port. And I'm saying that. Plus, the urban center that has been built in Bummer is going to be phenomenal. Right, the new court. I don't know if you got the sea close to Navy, and if you don't know, I'm bragging about Portland, close to Navy, and so, and plus the bypass road. I'm saying when we are done, Antigua Bay and Negril is going to be nothing even close to Portland, Port Antonio. And so I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait. Hopefully my father would still be alive.
She alone I get things.
But guys, listen.
My father and my dad is 94, and hopefully he is expecting to see 105, as what he told me. Hopefully he will still be alive to see it, and I would love to walk with him on the boardwalk. If I have to push him in a wheelchair, help him walk out.
You know,
I want him to see this. You know why I want him to see this? Guys, now listen,
Angel, you cannot change a man now. He's old and he's set in his ways.
And he's saying now, vote Labour right 94, me for PIM, me for this.
You cannot change them, Angel. He's already old, and you just have to accept that he is at this stage and just leave him alone.
I know. But I would love for him to see what Andrew Holness has done, and I want Portland to be. I want all that is promised Portland to happen when he's still alive. I could show him that it's not just what you grew up on, what you born into, but choices. And you know, I really want to show him that. So hopefully he'll live long enough to see it.
So completed, and it's a must that we vote for the Jamaica Labour Party in order for these projects to be completed, because we've seen where, you know, PNP they're not developing our infrastructure. they could not do this. You know why? Because they crashed the economy in the 1990s. We were beggars. We could not fund healthcare. We could not fund education. Why? Because your financial system, your financial sector crashed. Right? We could not build roads. We could not do anything. Right? So how can we be ungrateful and give the PMP back to Jamaica when they were mistreating Jamaica? We need to see Jamaica being developed, this rapid pace seeing happening now under the leadership of Jamaica Holness. It's the only prime minister we see doing. He has done so much in 9 years. And that is why I am at a page that where you can download your digital copy of the Record of Achievements handbook. You will see all the projects, the economic and social policies in place to help you.
If you haven't done so, I can help Philippians out and a meeting to read what has happened to the economy during COVID and after COVID underneath the Jamaica Labour Party. If you all want me to read it, I'll be happy because my husband opened up already.
And yeah, I remember that we had COVID. So can you imagine if we never had
that's I'm glad they touched my economy. That is the page my husband is on.
If we never had COVID.
Let's hear from
Everton, go ahead.
Everton Francis. Mr. Francis. Going once, Mr. Francis. Going twice, Mr. Francis. And going 3 times. You can take it down, Philippian. Go ahead, Philippian.
Yes, but Islander, man of God, would you like to say something?
And no, Philippian, go ahead. I'm just here, listening to you guys, and it's applauding. So I just want to get more knowledge of what's going on because, it's really good what I'm hearing. I haven't ever sat there so good like this.
You was going to tell us from COVID. Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm saying we had COVID, and when we had COVID, we had to rebuild the economy, right?
But Philippian, no. That's what the husband say.
Not rebuild, but we had money where we could stay strong during COVID, and it was a natural disaster. It was not created by us in Jamaica. And we had burial as well, which is a natural disaster, but we stood strong because we had the money. Our economy stood under Andrew leadership. Carlos?
I think sometimes the folks come up in the box and realize that they're in the box.
Shit.
Yeah, I think he realizes he's in the box.
Carlos Mason? Okay.
I don't think he knows in the box.
Go ahead, Mr. Ewers.
Yeah, I would love to say something. I grew up in a part of Centre, a part called Barking Lodge in my young days. And I was always wondering, there's a good about 7 miles. Yeah, I would love to say something. It's in Rocky Point Beach. And I'm wondering all why that area don't get a hotel, or we have a lot in Golden Grove where they used to plant cane. We are not planting cane anymore, which maybe can build some house. I'm thinking about a stadium in the east.
I'm going to build a beach park in Thomas.
So hold on, Urel, hold on. Me and mute this person named Dr. Jackass. And so let me address Dr. Jackass. What you just wrote just now, I took that as a threat. And in this time, it's a very serious time.
True. It's true.
What you just wrote, Dr. Jackass, a lot of you on TikTok, and you don't know, and you just wrote that this prime minister will not be around in a few weeks. What's happened to my prime minister? Context does matter.
Right.
And I take that as a
I think
threat.
the judge should investigate.
I take that as a threat, sir. And for anybody who listening or was watching on the chat, the person name is Dr. Mario 21. Just
he did the same thing on my
of Jamaica.
Angel, he did the same thing on my live. He did the same thing on Neighbor's live. He did the same thing on
and we should take this seriously. Dr. Mario 921. Dr. Mario 21 just made a direct threat to the Prime Minister of Jamaica by you making a statement that the man is not going to be around in 2 weeks. What's going to happen to him? Where is he going